Hi, I'm Mark Taylor, and it's time again for the Mark Taylor Show. This week's guest is Kim Gaudett.
Hi.
Hey, how's it going, Kim?
Good.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Kim is on the show because we're doing a series on cancer in our area, and unfortunately, Kim is one of the ones that you're a guest because of that.
Yeah.
How long ago was it, Kim, that you were first diagnosed?
I was diagnosed 2 years ago in November with leukemia.
Okay.
I went to the doctor one day and they put me in the hospital. Next day, had a bone marrow biopsy. Next day, I got diagnosed with leukemia.
Wow. What led you to go to the doctor in the first place? Were you feeling sick?
I came back from Scotland in about the middle of September and come back with a lot of pain. They thought I had blood clots in the lung. Test it, and one test had come back a false positive, so they were treating me for blood clots.
Okay.
The pain just kept getting more severe and more severe. We went back to the doctor and they still couldn't find anything, so they sent me to a blood specialist.
Okay.
And he done the biopsy. And
wow. Had you had, before this happened, had you had any health problems before that?
Nothing.
Wow.
Nothing.
And then all of a sudden, just like that,
yeah,
you're into some serious business.
Serious business, all within 7 days.
Wow. And this all took place in St. John? Is that where?
Yeah, St. John Regional Hospital.
And you know that as well with our healthcare system, when it gets fast-tracked, obviously that would give you an indication.
Yeah.
Did you have any inkling of how serious it was at the start?
He come in on a Friday once they got the results back and told my husband and I that I had leukemia, that I would have to have chemotherapy, and that would start the next week.
Wow. And obviously that word, leukemia, is enough to scare the daylights out of you.
Yeah, it is. I had a sister pass away when she was 4 of leukemia.
Wow. So there was some of it in your family history, in your siblings, I guess, with your mom and dad or anything like that?
My older sister had it. She died when she was 4. My grandmother had breast cancer and bone cancer.
Oh, okay.
My mom had esophagus cancer and liver cancer.
Wow. So it was around you.
Yeah, there was lots of it.
It wasn't by fluke that you ended up with it, but
no.
It's a good thing, I guess, that you ended up going to the doctor, because a lot of people, the pain must have been severe enough for you to go, because you just suck it up and go, oh well, this is nothing.
No, this was a showstopper. It didn't. I couldn't even work. The pain was so severe.
Wow. So when you started the treatments, you started them in St. John?
I did. They admitted me the day that I went to the doctor, and they started my treatments the next Tuesday, and I had treatments from then until April.
Okay.
And there was
Was it once a week, or? There
was some, depending on which kind of chemo it was.
Okay.
There was treatments of bagged chemo, and then just pills, and then bagged chemo. A lot of times people would come home in between their treatments, but I got very ill.
Okay.
So I ended up...
So you had adverse effects to it, and you started getting sick.
I did.
Yeah.
I ended up in there for 6 months.
Wow. So when you're in there, it's intravenous, right? And you said there were some pills as well.
I was on intravenous. I had blood transfusions pretty much daily, platelet transfusions daily for probably 3 months.
Okay.
Of the 6.
So when you were doing it, you had your hair loss, obviously.
My hair fell out. That was the only thing that fell out, was my hair.
Right.
And I lost 60 pounds, lost the ability to walk.
Oh my.
Move in the bed or anything.
And then you're stuck there eating food that, did they give you a special diet, or is it
they would give me anything I would eat, but I just stopped eating. I was so sick.
Wow. And I would think it would be a bit of a challenge to keep it down, even if you did eat anything, right?
Yeah, it was. You got sick a lot.
Okay. So did they give you, obviously they told you what was going on, did they give you some sort of a prognosis of what your journey was going to be all about?
They told me that, you know, there's a pamphlet that says here's some of the effects or side effects. Not everybody gets them. Other people get them worse.
Okay.
I was kind of in the, if it's going to happen, it happened.
Okay.
I ended up in intensive care twice. Once with fluid built up. They had to call the family. The second one was my potassium had bottomed out, and they couldn't get my potassium up.
Oh, wow. So I mean, but you were there. That was the good thing about it,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
If there's anything good thing about, you were at least, you didn't have to go by ambulance or anything.
No, I was in the hospital the whole time. And the nurses and doctors were just fantastic on the oncology unit.
Okay.
They became just like family.
Right. And there obviously, I think you probably knew other people that were going through or had gone through something like this.
Yeah.
That you could actually talk to. And
Yeah, there was people on the floor. Everybody usually talked, and I had one gentleman used to come in, and when his daughter-in-law was, if the nurses were in with her, he'd come in and sat with me.
Okay.
While they were working with her, so he'd come in and sat and talk, and.
So it's like there is a support.
Yeah.
I say not a support group, but there's
No.
definitely somebody around that
Everybody
everybody knows
there.
what the situation
Yeah,
you're in, right?
Everybody knows what you're going through.
I guess when you're going through this here, there's peaks and valleys all along the way. I mean, I've talked to other guests, and it's just a roller coaster.
Yeah.
You know, you have good days and bad days.
Absolutely.
And unfortunately, there seems to be a lot of bad days, right?
There is.
Did you spend Christmas up in there?
I did.
That must have been a bit of a different experience, I'm sure.
It was. I missed. Our daughter was married in Dominican, and we missed that.
Okay.
I was really sick at that time, so my brother-in-law took an iPad, and we had an iPad in the room, so we got to watch it via iPad.
Wow. Okay.
So we got to see it, but we weren't there to.
Next best thing, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
So when you got out of the hospital and you went back home, did you have an extramural nurse or somebody that came to look after you, or were you?
When I first got home, I came home with a walker and wheelchair.
Okay.
Because I had actually done 2 steps before I left the hospital. And when I come home, I think there's 5 that I had to do to get in the house. So we got in the house.
Wow.
My husband moved all our bedroom upstairs, so I didn't have to do the stairs to go down. And my sister and mother-in-law came and stayed with me through the day.
Okay.
And then I had extramural come in and change the PICC lines and do what needed to be done to that. Wow.
I guess we talked about peaks and valleys. Did you ever think, I'm not going to get through this? This is it. Like, obviously you must have had some thoughts, or do you maintain? It's hard to keep positive.
I stayed, as far as the leukemia, I think I stayed pretty positive that I was going to beat that. The learning to walk again was more of a struggle for me that I didn't think I'd ever see.
No, God,
happen.
no. I mean, I've known you for a long time. I mean, since high school, I guess. We won't have how many years it's been. And, to think that you would have to learn to walk again is pretty bizarre.
Yeah.
So I guess when you're going through it, and there's other people, obviously, that are coming to support you and things like that, people that you've known in the community.
Yeah.
It's pretty strong, right?
It is. It is. They were fantastic. They had fundraisers for us, and everybody, there was cards from people and
people you didn't know.
Yeah. And it was really,
which is, I guess it's a telltale sign of the community you live in.
Yeah. Charlotte County, I actually was talking to a friend of mine from the city last night, and she said that's unheard of in the city. You don't see fundraisers and stuff. No.
And it's certainly not from just anonymous people.
No.
That's just not something that happens a lot of. So have you've met people through this, as obviously. I mean, probably, have you been a mentor or told people that, like, you can do this, and
Oh yeah.
I mean, you're bound to run into people. I mean, if you did it, anybody can do it, kind of thing. I guess is kind of the message you
got to
give.
keep. Yeah, you got to keep going. You can't give up.
Are
you got to thank God every day that He's given you what He's given you.
Yeah, because you don't know how many days you've got.
That's right.
And I guess it probably as you know, I've watched a show on TV. It was just recently about a baseball player that got killed and it was in a boating accident, and they said it puts everything into perspective.
Yeah.
That, you know, baseball is just a game, a job is just a job.
That's right.
But, you know, this is your life that you have in front of you, and I'm sure
it changes your values.
I would think so.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, and your priorities.
Yeah.
Have you changed any of your lifestyle things around? Have you eaten different and stuff like that?
No, I eat pretty much the same.
Right.
Because for leukemia, there's really nothing you can do food-wise or to make a difference.
No. So there's not really anything, like you don't sit there and go, if I would have did this or would have did that. I mean, you went as fast as you could.
Yeah.
Or, you know, as fast as the healthcare system.
I don't think I could have done anything any differently to change the outcome.
No. And obviously it's been a favorable one. I mean, you're here today, so.
I am. Back to work full time. Back to work full time,
yeah, because you went back on a part-time basis.
Yeah, I just started back in August.
Which is a good thing to know, that you at least when it's all said and done, you're going back to work.
Yep.
Which is, as I'm sure, it's a comforting thing to know.
It is. It's start to the normal life again.
Yeah. Do you have any advice to people that are going through it? I'm sure, like, if there's people, viewers out there that may be right at square one now.
Yeah. Hang in. You'll get through it. There's lots of people, lots of fantastic help. The St. John Regional Hospital, 5th floor oncology is the best bunch of people I've ever met in my life. They're there for you all the time. Yep.
And you were there for a long time, so I'm sure it gets to be, as I was talking to a gentleman earlier, it's almost like you develop friendships, because it's not a caregiver and a patient kind of because you get to know them every day.
Yep. Yeah, I had the same group of nurses rotating through the evenings and days, and they were always there for me and for my family.
Yeah, because I mean, they're coming there as well, and you were in a time when the weather was not probably all that favorable.
That was the worst winter we've had.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I think that was the only time my husband missed any days, was the few storms that he couldn't get through.
Yeah. So, are you involved now that you've gone through it? Are you involved with fundraisers and things like that?
We're doing I'm doing the Charlotte County Cancer Walk this Saturday.
Okay.
My husband and I and mother-in-law are doing that.
Right.
I've done some. I do the Kids Wish Foundation.
Because the kids are the ones. I mean, you're an adult, and your threshold of pain is probably more so about a kid.
I can't imagine.
No.
Can't imagine.
Because they're going through what you went through.
Yeah.
On a smaller scale, mind you, but still.
Yeah. They're smaller.
It's still the same.
Yeah.
The same effect they would have on them.
Yeah. It breaks my heart to think a child would have to go through what I went through.
Wow. Did you ever have times like when you were thinking? Because there would have been times you would have been alone, right?
Not a lot. My husband spent the whole month of December with me.
Okay.
He went back to work in January, but he still came every day.
Okay.
The nurses were in and out all day. Night times when I was really sick, there was some times that I thought, but then there'd always be a nurse there to say, it's okay.
Yeah. And I'm sure there's people that were in there that didn't get out.
There was.
Or might not get out the same, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they probably may have gone.
There's been a couple that's actually has died since I've gotten out.
Wow. So I guess that reinforces into you that you've.
Yeah.
I don't know. What would your current situation be now? Do you have to go back for checkups?
I do monthly blood tests. I just started that going monthly in August. I go back to the doctor every 3 months.
Okay. Do they do scans or anything like that?
No, it's all done through the blood.
Are you on medications for anything now?
No, I finished my last chemo pill was May 28th.
Wow.
So no pills.
No, that's a really good thing. So I guess we would just walk back through. You actually, were the doctors honest and frank with you, or did they try to sugarcoat it?
No, they said the one thing they did say, and all the literature says it, is if you're going to have leukemia, IPLs has the best results for remission.
Okay.
And that was the kind I had. So that's what they told me. They've never said I'm cured. They've said I'm in remission.
Okay. So did they give you a success rate of, or?
I think it's 75%, but that was early on, so I might have that a little wrong.
Yeah, but I mean, still, it gives you a good feeling. At least it's better than 50-50.
Yeah.
Which some people don't get.
No.
Some people, the odds are stacked against them. Yeah. I guess another thing I was wondering is, did they give you any options of other things to take that they could possibly, operations or anything like that?
No, because it's the type of leukemia I had. There's two options. One was chemo, and it's called Atra. It's a new drug. So that was the one they decided to give me, and then there was another kind, but I can't remember. So there was just two different drug options.
Okay. Did they say it was an aggressive form? Like, if you had waited, what would have happened? I guess you couldn't wait because the pain was so great. So, but for instance,
they didn't really say. If you had been 6 months longer, we wouldn't have been able to do anything. It's just.
Wow.
I had it.
Yeah.
We needed to chemo, and.
So I guess you've probably run into people since then that you're saying there are people that have passed, right? Yeah. And it must be not a real nice feeling for you. I mean, obviously you're out around, but it's got to be uncomfortable. Uncomfortable is not the word, but
it's hard. You still think about every time you hear somebody's cancers come back, or there's always that. I wonder.
Yeah.
If I'm next, or.
Yep.
It's always on your mind.
Yeah.
You try not to let it control your life because you can't change it.
Nope.
So you have to just go on and.
So you're back working again. Are you able to do everything that you could do before?
Yeah.
There's no restrictions or anything like that? No. They didn't tell you that you can't do this, you can't do that, you shouldn't eat this, you shouldn't eat that?
No, I don't have the strength I used to have.
Right.
My strength isn't there, but as far as everything else, I do pretty much the same, in the same job.
Yeah, I guess. So do you still have bad days for you think about it, or is it just kind of?
No, I don't let it get to me. It's over. It's one day at a time. And
well, yeah, I guess there's another thing I was wondering, people say, it's obvious this is nothing but staying out of the sun and smoking. These are things that people tell you about cancer, and it's some of it is, it happens, and people still do it. Do you ever go and say, what's wrong with you? Or if you
No, I try not to judge people.
Yeah, exactly. But you must think in your mind going, buddy, if you went through what I went through.
Yeah, no, I don't. I just figure you're here until it's your time to go, and there's only one guy that knows what time is. And
so when you're, I guess, did you got home from the hospital? Did you have to go back at all?
No, I come home the middle of April.
Okay.
And I've been out since then.
Wow. So is there something that you could, you take from it. I guess you're saying that you just think, you're a picture of health. Obviously now, I would say you are. Obviously, you're back to what I remember you as, because I had seen you before, and at different times and stuff.
Yeah.
So, do you have those thoughts? Do you have pictures and stuff to go back and look at?
I do. My daughter used to take pictures every time I FaceTimed with the kids.
Okay.
She'd take a picture of me for the kids. I looked a lot different.
Yeah, and it must be hard. Did you wear wigs and things like, or
I didn't,
hats
because
or anything like that?
I was in the hospital for the 6 months
Yeah.
in my room, because I ended up getting a bug that's called VRE.
Oh no.
Yeah. So every time anybody would come in to my room, I wasn't allowed out, and anytime anybody come in, they had to gown up and put gloves on, and so my family spent 6 months.
Well, your immune system takes a beating as well, right?
Yep. All my counts were pretty much zero for weeks.
Oh my.
My platelets would go to 0, and then they'd be 1, and we'd be all excited, and then they'd drop, and then they'd go to 2, and then they'd drop. And
so when you're taking the chemo, are you able, do they eat anything or while you're doing that? Because it takes a long time, right? I mean, it's not something that just, you're not in and out like in 5 minutes. This is...
No, chemo, some of the chemos they gave me were 15-minute bags.
Okay.
Some were over 7 hours, 8 hours.
You were there for 8 hours?
This was all done in my room.
Oh, okay. You didn't have to go to a suite or anything like that?
Oh, no. I had 2 PICC lines in, one in each arm, and 2 IV poles, and several bags.
And you have to lay still, right? I mean...
No, you could set up. But
okay.
It's just, I was in bed anyway, because by that point I couldn't walk.
Oh, okay. When you're, is there a taste you get from it, or like...
everything tasted flat.
Okay.
I used to drink Diet Coke.
Okay.
And I couldn't even look at a Diet Coke.
And can you now?
No, I haven't gone back to drinking Diet Coke.
Wow. So, because I heard, I've talked to other people that have gone through this thing, that you have almost like flashbacks to things that remind you of it. And
I do that with TV.
You do?
I can't watch Channel 32 anymore because of the music that they play.
Okay.
I used to go to sleep with the TV on, and that will bring me back to the hospital every time.
And you don't need that?
No, no.
But there's people have told me about like a metallic taste.
Yeah, no, I never got that.
Right.
I was just so nauseous and vomiting so much that I just stopped eating. I couldn't keep anything down. And the last month I was in, they had me on a feeding, it was a IV feeding.
Right.
And I had to learn to eat again. So my choice was tomato soup at lunchtime.
Okay.
Chicken noodle for supper.
Okay.
Next day would be chicken noodle for supper.
And did you switch it around?
Yeah, I'd switch it around.
Wow.
So that was the only thing that I could stomach.
Okay. Well, you talked about the hospital, because you speak highly of the hospital, but I realize the food's not probably as good as it could possibly be, but, being sick, it certainly doesn't help the situation.
No.
Did you get people bringing you in food?
Oh yeah, my sister would bring me in all kinds of food, but I just couldn't, didn't matter what it was, I just at that time wasn't eating anything.
No matter how good it was?
No matter how good it was.
Well, you couldn't keep it down, right?
No.
I mean, it's an awful thing that you went through. Do you ever look back on it and go, wow, I mean, this is...
Yeah.
To think that you actually, because you've seen people go through it.
Yeah. Yeah,
personally, you've actually seen people go through it and not make it.
Yeah. People
probably that have gone through it.
I took care of my mom till she passed away.
Right, and so you kind of thought, am I going down that road?
Yeah, I'm pretty stubborn, so I
yeah,
don't give in very easily. So a lot of determination.
And some luck.
7 grandchildren.
Yeah, and I say you got to. I don't want
and a lot
people,
of prayers.
Yeah, and and you're lucky to be here today.
Yeah,
obviously,
I am.
It's and every day is a blessing.
Thank God every day.
Yep. I just when I hesitated whether or not you'd come on the show, and I told you that it would go by fast.
Yeah.
And it has. I mean, it's been painless as far as everything that you've gone through.
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll be out in full force at the Walk 'Cause We Care.
Yeah.
Of all the rest of the gang. And you'll be watching the shows that I have done, and I really appreciate you coming on, Kim. It's great to have you on here.
Well, thank you for having me.
You're obviously a tough lady who've come a long way.
Yeah. Good family support and community and
yeah,
good nurses.
Exactly. This has been another episode of The Mark Taylor Show. Please join in next time. Thank you.